Yeah. Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, Hunting like Randall. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast, man. We are back up in it with another one. You know how we get down, bro. So today we are going to have a special guest on. I got my boy Ryan Rothstein coming on. He's from WIP and The Fix with Ryan Rothstein. So today I just want to kind of talk about Jalen Hurts, man. A lot of disrespect has been going on. I can't remember who commented that, but they commented it yesterday and I wrote it down and I can't find the comment. So whoever wrote it down, shout out to you, because I love that saying. Disrespect builds dynasties. So we got to take this disrespect and we got to turn it into something. They gonna talk no matter what, so we got to turn this into something. We can't just let them just talk. We got to either improve. It might not be this year, but I feel like coming up soon we are going to shut a lot of people up, man. And I'm hoping that it starts with Jalen Hurts, because I really don't want to have to go get another quarterback. I really want Jalen Hurts to just kind of prove everybody wrong, everybody hating on my guy. So hopefully that's something we can do. But shout out to everybody that's in here already. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are only like 9 subscribers away from 2,000. So be sure to hit that subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It helps out a lot. But we got a couple people in here. What's good, Big Play Slay? What's good, Solo Bolo? Adi B in the building. Michael DeJean in the building. Before we get into everything, I do want to say, so today, like I said, we do got my guy Ryan Rothstein in the building. But on Friday, we are going to do a bit of a therapy session. I think it's something that's needed. We're going to talk some Eagles. We're going to talk some Sixers. We might even talk some baseball. Who knows? It's been a rough year in Philadelphia. So I got some family from A2D coming on over. I got Tom Arnone, and I got my girl Tori. Obviously, we got Brandon back on here, and we got RB coming on over, and my boy Simply Swerve. If you have not met Simply Swerve before, he's done the he did all the, I can't talk right now. He did the draft with me. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. What's good, Anaya Sports Brothers Sports? What's good? Channel member in the building. I see you. What's good, Ryan Rowe? What's good? Any update with Landon? Not that I've heard as of right now. He's still not signed. I'm kind of surprised it's taking this long. It might have something to do with the Zach Ertz situation, money-wise. I'm not sure. I'm 100% not sure. I know Zach Ertz supposedly, we've heard this a million times, but Merrill Reese came out the other day and he was on the Dan Sileo show and basically said that Dan Sileo has about the same amount of a chance of being on this roster come, 2021 season as Zach Ertz does. So he said that they are close to a deal with the Buffalo Bills. We'll see what happens. If it was the Buffalo Bills, I would love to get one of their cornerbacks. That would be something that would be beautiful. I would love to get one of their cornerbacks. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be just a pick. That's what I'm thinking right now. I think it's going to probably be a pick. Look, like I said, if we can squeeze up, they got some good cornerbacks. They got that Levi kid, Levi Wallace. Obviously, they got I'm gonna forget his name. Wow, I was just talking to my boys about him. Tremaine, whatever. I can't say his name, but either way, they got some good cornerbacks. I don't know if they're gonna give up any of their cornerbacks. I doubt that they will. But hey, we got Ronald Darby from them, right? We got Ronald Darby for really nothing. What do we give up for him? We gave up like a third or something like that for him. Or no, we gave up Jordan Matthews. So maybe we could fleece him again. Maybe there's a cornerback they don't necessarily need, and we can kind of squeeze something out of them. But I don't know. I don't see anything really happening with Zach Ertz big. Like, I think it's going to be like a 5th round pick. Realistically, I don't see us getting a great player or even a really good player, to be honest. It's unfortunate what they did with his value at this point. He just is losing value by the day, in my opinion. Some people are saying that they're playing roulette with it. They're playing, they're gambling. They're going all in and hoping that maybe his value can go up again. But I don't know, unless there's like an injury or something like that at the tight end position. I mean, the only teams that I really see that have like a necessarily like a need are probably like the Jaguars. I mean, the Bills, it would be nice to get a tight end, but I think they have a decent tight end from last year. I think, like I said, Zach Ertz is probably a big upgrade for them, but I don't think it's a necessarily like a need. Like, I don't think they're going to go crazy to try and get rid of, or to try and get Zach Ertz. I think we should trade Cox for now. I don't know. Fletcher Cox, it depends. If he's going to turn any team he goes into a contender, in my opinion. I don't think he would go to a terrible team, first of all. So second of all, he would turn any team that he would go to into a better team. So that dampers any draft pick you'd get. And I don't know if you would get a first round pick off rip from Fletcher Cox. I'd assume you should. I think you should. I think he's worth it. But I don't know if that's necessarily what you would get off rip. So I don't know. I think that if Fletcher Cox, if we're not good this year, if this year is really tough for us and we find ourselves halfway through the season and we're already out of playoff contention, or we look like we're about to be out of playoff contention, at that point, I could see you kind of looking at the options as far as this roster goes. Like, I mean, and it's not just Fletcher Cox. I think you have to look at Lane Johnson. You have to look at Brandon Brooks. Jason Kelsey's not getting traded because, yeah, he's here just because he's here. Like, we asked him to come back. I'm pretty sure. I don't have any proof of that, but I'm almost positive that we went to his locker room and was like, please don't leave. So we have that. You have to look at every veteran. You have to look at every veteran because at the end of the day, if you're not going to be good this year, you have to start finding value. I got to plug my laptop in, y'all. My laptop about to die. Y'all ain't even tell me nothing. I'm out here about to have a dead laptop. But yeah, I don't know about trading Cox just yet. We got to wait on that. We'll see though. Like I said, all these veterans are going to be up on the board if we don't have a good year. We need to not wait long like we did with Ertz. I agree. It's just a slippery slope. It really is. Like, it's a slippery slope. I mean, we could fall into the same trap that we are with Zach Ertz, right? I mean, Fletcher Cox could tank this year. He could have a terrible season, and we're looking back at it and saying, damn, we probably should have traded him, but it is what it is. Be More Careful says, trade all the big contracts. Yeah, I mean, if we're not good, we got to. I don't want to lose hope that we're going to be all right this year. Like, I feel like if you start trading veterans, especially right now, you're just conceding the season. And while I don't think that we're going to be a Super Bowl contender or even a deep playoff run, this is not the greatest of divisions. And I really want to see us go out there and at least be competitive, So I feel like you got to wait a little while. So I'm giving it a couple weeks at least. Give it, 4 or 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, and see what team you got. Because unless something, knock on wood, happens to Fletcher Cox as far as like a injury or something like that, I don't see his value dropping off too much. Like, I feel like he's maybe a year or two removed from his prime. You know what I'm saying? He's like 30, going to be 32, I think. So maybe he's a little bit removed from what his prime years are, but at the same time, I don't see him losing much value. Same thing with Lane, same thing with Brooks. If these guys can stay healthy, I agree. If we're not good, you have to see what they're worth. You have to see what's out there, and you have to see what you can get for some of these guys. But in the same token, you can't just give up on them. You can't just give up on them this early in the season. But we'll see. I mean, what if Fletcher Cox can get you like an all-world cornerback or something like that? Maybe Milton Williams is really shaking it up at training camp. There's a lot of different things that can happen. I mean, I'm sitting here saying I don't want to lose Fletch because of how good he is, but we got Javon Hargrave. We got, this kid Milton Williams. We got a couple of different defensive tackles that could step in, so it would be interesting. Is Trayvon Grimes back? I didn't even see that. Trayvon Grimes is back. Good for him. I'm happy for him, man. That's good for him. I mean, Trayvon Grimes was a weird situation because, you know, at the end of the day, injuries happen, man, you know, and I understand why they got rid of him, but now, you know, maybe this means that he has a spot on this roster. I'm surprised nobody else picked him up, to be honest. But yeah, I just want to see this team get it together, man. That's really where I'm at right now. Now I don't know. I don't know if Trayvon. Y'all think Trayvon Grimes is still gonna make this roster though? I don't know. I mean, now if he's back in time for training camp. So I mean, he gets a fair shot, right? That's all you can ask. I'm hoping we do something with Ertz today, though, man. I gotta check that. I didn't even see that we got Trayvon Grimes back. I mean, we have to cut somebody, so now I'm wondering who we cut. Oh, and did y'all see Doug Peterson's little interview yesterday? He out here talking about he wants to be the head coach again. What's good, Ref Taco? What's JJ chance to make it? I hope 0. I hope that man does not make it. I'm so tired of him. Look, I understand that you were a second round pick. I understand that at some point you gotta see if it was the coaching staff, but I just don't think it is. I mean, talent is talent. Like he just did so many mistakes that don't have to do with coaching, just like mental stuff. Like you should, once you get to the NFL, you should be able to run routes without running into other people. So at this time, like I just don't want to see him on this team. Where you see Grimes is back and who we cut to Adam. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't see that he's back. I could be wrong though. I wonder where Doug Peterson would go though. He says he wants to be a coach again. I'd rather Quez. Yeah, Quez needs to step in it. Quez needs to be that guy. I feel like if Quez is a solid number 3 at worst, we're going to go crazy this year. I think this offense has a chance to be really good. We might cut Matt Leo or T.Y. Miguel. I mean, so we're going to cut another defensive lineman. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting Trayvon Grimes back. That would be a nice pickup. But if J-Jaw makes this roster, I'm going to be tight. I'm going to be real with you. They keep showing 3 wide receiver sets with Smith, Rager, and Quez. Yeah, that would be crazy. Imagine that. That's just a whole bunch of speed. That's a whole bunch of speed. Can the season just start already? I feel you, bro. I'm there with you. Season taking too long to start. Well, you guys see that they taken down Carson Wentz's little poster thing. I don't even know what it's called. Billboard, I guess it's called. They taking down Carson Wentz's billboard. Who would y'all put? Because I put up like a little joke thing putting up Jalen Hurts. But who would y'all realistically, like maybe like Fletcher Cox, maybe Miles Sanders, but Miles Sanders might be going pretty soon too. He's on his contract year. So like maybe Fletcher Cox, Lane Johnson. But like who's really safe? Ain't nobody safe on this team. Devontae Smith, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Brandon Graham, that would be interesting too. I wouldn't be mad at Brandon Graham. Miles Sanders ain't on his last year. I hope not. I hope not. I really do. Yeah, I said they gonna put Howie. I would not be surprised, bro, if they put Howie. Kelsey with his hat, I would take that. I would definitely take that. This is his last. This is his third year, so he got one more year. You're right. My bad. You're right. My fault. If they put Howie, I will cry, bro. I will cry. Smith. If they put Devontae Smith, I wouldn't be too mad, though. Real talk. I would not be too mad. Nah, man, Miles ain't going nowhere anytime soon, but I'll go with Fletcher. Howie. If they put Howie up there, bro. If they put Howie up there. I hope Miles ain't going nowhere, man. I'm a huge fan of Miles Sanders, bro. Like, I'm a Penn State fan, so, I got to show love to Miles Sanders, man. But if I had to pick, I would say either Fletch, maybe Devontae Smith is a good one. I like that one. But what if he stinks? That would be really bad if he stinks and we put him up there. Like, imagine they would have put J-Jaw up there last year or something. It would be interesting. What if they put Hurts, man? What if they really put Hurts? Hopefully Trayvon Grimes can make the team. I mean, hey, he's a big body guy. I think the reason I'm so into him making the roster, I guess you could say, is because I think he would take J-Jaw's spot. I think, if that's what you want in a body size, point and catch type guy, then you got him and Trayvon Grimes and you can move on from J-Jaw. So that's really like my biggest thing. And I hate talking so much junk about J-Jaw, man. It is what it is. I'm not, I don't hate him as a person. I'm just kind of tired of him stinking it up on the team and not doing anything for us. So that's really where I'm at right now. They're going to put Ben Simmons up there. No shot. No shot. You get it? No shot. That would be funny, though. Philly would go crazy. I agree. Maybe Kelsey. Kelsey might retire next year. They should put Kelsey. They should put Jason Kelsey because he's probably going to retire next year, and you'll never have to take that picture down. To put the picture of him at the parade or whatever. Put the picture up of him at the parade. That would be the dopest one. And in the full costume. That's what I want. Full parade gear. I just hope whoever they put up there don't quit on us. That's my only hope. And that's sad that that's my hope right now. Forgot to say Kelsey. Yeah, I think Kelsey might be the smartest one. That because, like I said, he might retire next year, and then boom, you got a legend up there. I like these three running backs to start: Sanders, Gainwell, and Johnson. I agree with Gainwell's a tough one. We have a lot of running backs. We really do, because we got Gainwell. We got those three. Obviously, I was going to reread the three, but we have those three. Then we got Boston Scott. We got Jason Huntley. We got, I think, Elijah Holyfield still. We got Adrian Killens. We got Jordan Howard. So there's a lot of running backs. Shout out to Hunter and shout out to the whole Philly Insider podcast. I don't know if you guys know, but Hunter also works for Fansided, which I read like all their articles. So I was reading his article this morning, and he put Jason Huntley as the fourth guy. So that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Probably Smith, because he is the one guy that is safe for the next few years. Yeah, that's a big fact right there. O-line is going to be top 5 this season. I think so. If we're healthy, I don't see no reason why we shouldn't be top 5. Just for everybody coming in right now, we are going to have my guy Ryan Rothstein on in just a couple minutes from WIP and The Fix with Ryan Rothstein. So just hang in there. Give us a couple minutes. We're just going to be talking a little bit about Jalen Hurts and all these rankings and seeing what he thinks. Eagles will win 7 games this season. I got him between 6 and 9. What's good, Dak Prescott? How you doing, bro? Gainwell would have to have been a second-round pick if he played in 2020. True. I think Gainwell's a dog. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't know. I try to keep my expectations a little tempered because, they was hurting my feelings, man. Kelsey's bartending at my local. Bro, I saw that. He's doing it for Eagles autism awareness. That's awesome, dude. You should go. Go there and tell him Philly said what up. Tell a Philly the podcast. Say what up? What's good, Rock? What's good, baby? Hey man, what's good, Ryan? Welcome to Philly. Hit that subscribe, bro. If you're new, I'm like 9 away from 2,000. So if any of y'all are new, please hit that subscribe. Share it with your friend. I never really talk about my numbers. I really usually don't care. But I've been waiting to get to 2K. It feels like for 5 years, and I've only had this podcast for a year. So please help me get there, and I'll shut up. But he says, "Hey man, lifelong Eagles fan. What are your thoughts on Devontae Smith being undersized and has a high potential to bust? I think Darius Toney is a whole lot better. The Heisman was fake. I won't say the Heisman's fake. I will say that." I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I do like Devontae Smith, and I don't think that his size is going to be a big factor in who he'll be. I will say he probably wouldn't have got that high. I won't say probably. He might not have got that Heisman had Jalen Waddle not gotten injured. I will give you that. It would have probably been tougher for him. But at the same token, he did get it, so it is what it is. I mean, I think Devontae Smith is going to be fine. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a long season. But we do have my mans in here. We got my mans Ryan Rothstein in the building.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, brother? What's going on, my man?
The close up here. Yeah, zoom out a little bit, man.
I get a haircut before we that close. But what's good, Ryan? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. How are you? What's going on?
Oh, I'm living the dream. So let's get into this. Well, before we do get into this, actually, because shout out to you because we've had you on this show before, and big congratulations to you going on WIP, just killing it, working your tail off. So big congratulations to you on that, man. You definitely deserve it. Thanks,
brother. I appreciate it. It's crazy, but happy to be there. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, you'll have to check me out.
Definitely. So, all right, let's get into it, man, because I know you see me crying on Twitter, crying on YouTube about all these rankings and everything. And I know you are involved in a lot of betting and money line stuff. So I kind of want to ask from that type of point of view. I want to get your opinion on Jalen Hurts and be honest. You can be 100% honest. Do you think he's a safe bet on either side? Do you think that it's a safe bet that he won't a franchise or a safe bet that he will be a franchise? Or are you still on the fence on him?
I don't know. It's like a cop out, but I'm with all of the Eagles fans that are optimistic or positive or excited. Like be excited, be optimistic, but I'm not going to go out and say, all right, we got our franchise guy. Like this dude's legit. He showed flashes last year of, okay, this kid's got some talent, but we all knew that. And not to take anything away from him with this, but Carson and that offense was so bad last year that they couldn't even move the ball. They couldn't even get a first down. That when Jalen did come in and you're like, okay, he's using his legs, something we screamed Carson to do a lot last year and really the past year and a half with Wentz. So Jalen was doing that. He was making some throws. It was just an improvement from what we were seeing. So now you look back on that and you're like, all right, this dude can be something. And maybe he can. But we're quick to forget in Philadelphia how bad this Eagles team was. And that's just the reality. And a lot can change in the NFL. So be optimistic. That's fine. Can they stay healthy? What version of Lane Johnson are we going to have? I'm not too worried about Lane, but he's been dealing with injuries. What version of Brooks are we going to have? Jason Kelsey. How's Devontae going to fit into this offense? Like there's just a lot of question marks. Is Ertz still going to be here? What's Dallas Goedert's deal? Can Miles Sanders improve? There's just too many question marks for me to be like, all right, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. And that's kind of where I've been as well. I've been trying to straddle the line a little bit because it's like you said, you want to be confident in your players. You want to see them do well. And you want to, especially when you got a lot of Cowboy fans, Giant fans chirping, so you want to be able to fight back a little bit. But I am trying to temper my expectations. But with the whole, him with the work ethic and everything, we're seeing him out there busting his tail, working with Devontae Smith. They put out that little teaser video, which was literally like one clip of him just slowed down and everybody's going crazy. Yeah. So it's funny. But what is your, first thoughts on Devontae Smith? Do you think that that's going to be something to watch? Because, a lot of rankings are saying that due to Jalen Hurts and their questions on him, it might hinder Devontae Smith. Do you think Devontae Smith is the type to just kind of get his no matter what?
It feels like it. I mean, this is something different for the Eagles organization that we've seen. This is part of the frustration with the fan base, is how they've decided as an organization in recent years to go about developing and drafting young talent, specifically out of the draft. We've been scratching our heads every damn year in the draft. And now finally you're like, all right, we went 2 straight Alabama guys, 2 straight Alabama picks. And obviously, most notably and importantly, Devontae Smith, the wide receiver, the Heisman winning wide receiver out of Alabama. The dude's a gamer. He's balled out on the biggest stage. He's been in national championship games where he's been the guy on that big stage. So I'm not really worried about him. But like we've said, I'm a little bit hesitant on who's throwing him the ball. I'm a little bit hesitant on the offensive line, and I'm a little bit hesitant about the weapons in the backfield in particular. This is going to be a different offense. And if the offensive line can stay healthy, I think we got something, because this is going to be a more balanced attack. It's going to be similar, I think, to the Colts attack, where it's going to be establish the run the rock as much as you can in today's game, get Jalen out of the pocket. And if they can do that successfully, then we have something with Devontae and Jalen. But I don't think it's going to be like the greatest show on turf right out the gate.
Yeah, no, and I think a lot of people are kind of like expected that. And like you said, be confident. I love it. I don't want to talk junk, but maybe we got to calm down a little bit, because it is what it is. But now with Jalen Hurts, you said, obviously he went out there, he ran, he went crazy on the ground, had flashes with his arm as well. Something that we've been pounding the table for as well has been Miles Sanders. Now I've seen, I think it was Jacob Media that put up the question on YouTube, was do you want the 3-headed monster? Do you want the committee type running back room? Do you think with Jalen Hurts here, that's something that we should explore? Is that something that we will explore? I mean, do you think we'll become a run first team? Because I know a lot of people would love that.
Everyone loves screaming "run the rock." That's not realistic in today's game unless you have like Derrick Henry, right? Unless you have Derrick Henry, it's not happening, right? But like Miles Sanders, he did seem to be more comfortable and have a little bit more success with Jalen Hurts as the starting quarterback. So maybe you can look at that and say Jalen has the threat to run with his legs there, use his legs, I should say. Maybe that opens some things up for Miles Sanders. Maybe we can see, listen, we're not going to see a Baltimore Ravens type of attack. I'm not insinuating that. He's not Lamar Jackson. But implement that a little bit more into the offense, and then that makes it more difficult if you're the opponent to game plan for him. So I think there's reasons to be optimistic as long as Miles can stay healthy, as long as Jalen can stay healthy, and that offensive line's intact. We're going to see a different type of offense on the ground.
Yeah. Now, a question I've been asking myself, asking Brandon, asking subscribers, and I feel like I get a different answer every time I ask the question, because it's hard. It's a tough one. What are you, or how are you actually evaluating Jalen this year? Because I feel like usually when you got somebody that's kind of a high round pick, I mean, second round is still pretty high. When you got a quarterback at that position, you usually have a year, maybe 2, to kind of shake off the cobwebs. It doesn't feel like Jalen has that. So what do you think, or how do you think he's going to be evaluated? What is the bar for Jalen?
I don't know. Like, can you give an example? Like when you say, how is he going to be evaluated from the team standpoint, from our standpoint, like expectations, like
more so like, what does he have to do in the team's eyes? I guess I'll say, and Howie's eyes and stuff like that to be the starter next year. We have 3 first-round picks. What makes us say, let's hold those 3 first-round picks and build around Jalen, other than, opposite of that, I guess.
Got you. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is, and this is not an answer that people will love, but it's just like optics. Like, I think the one positive and one thing that we've all known just from reading and hearing about Jalen Hurts is he's just a likable guy. He's a leader. People follow him. And that's a huge part of being a starting quarterback in the NFL. Does the room respect you? Will the room listen to you? Will the room follow you? Can you not only just say things, but can you lead by example? And I think he's got all of that working in his favor. I don't think it's going to be fair to say, all right, well, he needs to have under 10 interceptions. He needs to have over 25 to 30 passing touchdowns. He needs to have this completion percentage. I think it's just going to be Let's look at the film every week. Is he getting better? Is he going through his reads? Is he getting rid of the ball? Something that quarterbacks here in the past didn't do. So those types of things is what the team's going to be looking for. But you bring up a good point. I think regardless of what Jalen does this year, let's say he is that leader, the locker room does buy in, they do overachieve, he is taking care of the ball, he is going through his progressions. If there's a guy next offseason with the name of Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, if he can stay out of trouble or figure that whole thing out, if there's someone of that level available, I think the team's going to pursue it regardless of what Jalen does. That's not a knock on Jalen, and I think they should do that. So there's a lot there.
Yeah, that's what kind of worries me. Now, what also kind of worries me is that I feel like next year's, and I mean, I'm not, no draft expert or anything like that, but I feel like next year's class of quarterbacks isn't as strong as this year's might have been. I mean, there's like two that kind of come off the top of my head for next year, but like you said, we'll probably give up those draft picks to try and get a established quarterback. And that kind of scares me because I don't think we're a team that's ready to win right now. Like, I don't think if you put a Russell Wilson on our team right now, we're going to go out there and win 10 games. We might, because Russell Wilson, I think, is like a 3 games in himself. But, I don't think we're at that spot. So with Jalen Hurts, it comes down to, did we do enough to really evaluate him properly? So do you think that he now has, last year even with Carson, even outside of maybe 2017, and even with, we can go all the way back to McNabb, we are known for not necessarily putting weapons around our quarterback. Do you think that this year we did that? Do you think that there's enough weapons around Jalen Hurts to give him a fair chance this year?
I mean, yeah, as they did as much as they could. They went and got that Heisman-winning wide receiver in a top 10 pick of a draft, right? So that's something that they've never done. They went and got a running back that I think has value and potential to be a threat and just add to the depth of the offensive attack. We'll see what Dallas Goedert can do. We'll see what's up with the rest of the weapons, see if Jalen Reagor can improve. So I think they went and filled some holes where they could. And then a lot's going to be on the new coaching staff to maybe develop some young current assets that they have. I don't know how much more they could have done with what they were given, like with their options and their financial resources. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, this is probably the first year, and I've said this kind of off air. If we go out there and get a good cornerback, I might have to fall back on Howie for a little while. I might have to give him a couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't lie, I'm pretty happy with this offseason. I mean, the draft, I can nitpick and sit here and say, and we should have got a cornerback instead of, Milton Williams. But we'll see what happens with Milton Williams. Right. I'm hearing a lot of great things about him. Now, to kind of go back on the offense side, you did bring up Ertz a little bit earlier on the Dan Sileo show, which I believe is part of Jacob Media too, which is part of your take. So either way, Merrill Reese said on there that Buffalo Bills seems like the landing spot, and it's supposedly going to be happening soon. What are your thoughts just on the whole Zach Ertz situation? Do you have anywhere in mind that you think he might go, want him to go, and what are you looking for in return?
I don't care where he goes, and it's an ugly situation. Like, I guess I feel bad for him. Like, he's someone that's given a lot to this city. He clearly loves the city and the fans and his time here, and it means a lot to him. And he's an all-time Eagle. Like, if he's played his last snap in Philadelphia, he's an all-time Eagle great. But it's just gotten ugly. It's gotten ugly, and I think it's best if they figure out a way to get him out of here, because there's been rumblings before this report regarding Buffalo. There's been rumblings like, what's going on? Maybe we're going to see Zach Ertz back in Philadelphia. But I just think it's time to move on and just try and get something of not significance, just something of value back in return for Zach. But I don't know what the market is for him, and I don't think it really matters. I just think at the end of the day, they have to move on.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Are you excited for Dallas Goedert? You think that Goedert, Richard Rodgers coming back? I love Richard Rodgers personally.
Yeah.
And then Jack Stoll, I was able to interview Jack Stoll. I think he can be great. So how do you feel about this tight end room if we are, like you said, he's an all-time great. So losing someone like that's going to suck. But do you think we're ready to kind of move on from him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Dallas Goedert, we've all seen that the kid can ball, and he's shown flashes, and let's give him an opportunity in a bigger role, and we'll see what he's able to do. And like this team, because of injuries for so many years, recent years, has relied on the 2 tight end set because they haven't had anything else. All right.
Exactly.
But ideally, this is not what this team wants to do. That's not how they want to go about running their offense. So I don't think we're going to miss Zach. Absolutely. I shouldn't say that. But if all things go as planned, if the injuries aren't pages and pages long, I think Dallas Goedert will be able to step in and be productive and, keep the ship afloat, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. And that's a very good point. I've been telling people that for a long time because people always say, well, we have to have 2 top tight ends. And don't get me wrong, it helps. Nobody's going to be mad that you got 2 very good tight ends. But at the same time, like you said, all those injuries, we don't want to be running 2 tight end sets. We want to get 3 wide receivers out there, especially with the wide receivers we have. I feel like we have some explosiveness, and we have to see what they have at the end of the day, because last year, who knows with everybody on this team, who knows what the heck we had, to be honest. But, with Jalen Hurts, I guess the biggest thing that has been happening has been these rankings. So, I have to ask you, do you think he's a top 40 quarterback? Were you at all offended by that list that Chris Sims put out? Do you think he was a little bit snubbed, or do you think that he was right?
I would have to lean that he's right. I mean, this is not a knock. Yeah, should he maybe be a top 32 quarterback? Sure. But we've seen him play in 4 meaningless games. What are we going off of? Right. I don't have the list in front of me. If he put someone with a similar type of history or lack thereof significantly ahead of him, then maybe he contradicted himself on that list. I don't have that list memorized, but you have 4 meaningless games at the end of the year last year. How are you properly assessing him as an NFL starting quarterback? You can't. Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree to the point that obviously I was upset about it. You know that. But, me personally. Yeah, me personally, I feel like the couple people that he had over him were like Kellen Mond and a lot of rookies that never played yet. So it was kind of like, okay. Yeah, I just felt like he kind of did it just to kind of throw something out there. But I understand it at the same token, because me and my guy Hunter we kind of redid the list. And to be 100% honest, we were trying to be totally unbiased. And it was hard finding a spot for Jalen Hurts sometimes, because you're sitting there like, this guy has this, Jalen doesn't have this. So it's like, what are you basing it off of? So I definitely understand on that side of things. But what are you thinking about these wide receivers? Do you think that there's a guy out there, do you think Travis Fulgham, outside of Devontae Smith, because I think we all expect him to do great things, but outside of him, do you think Travis Fulgham's going to, come back to form? Do you think Jalen Reagor's going to look like the first round pick we want? Do you think that there's a wide receiver that will really benefit from having Jalen Hurts this year?
I think we have to look at Jalen Reagor, right? That's the guy that is the first round draft pick. That's the guy that I don't think we should give up on him just yet. And he's someone now that I think could potentially benefit from Jalen and Devontae Smith. Travis Fulgham, he was an awesome story for a couple weeks last year, but I don't know what to expect from him. I don't know where I should put the bar as it relates to Travis Fulgham. This new coaching staff is going to get in and try and develop all of these guys. So we'll see how it pans out. But I think the one wide receiver that can benefit the most, and the one wide receiver that can turn it around the most, once again, as long as the health goes in his favor, is Jalen Reagor.
Yeah, Jalen has to, and he has to do it on punt returns too, hopefully. Because I am not trying to see Boston Scott back there returning punts or returning kicks. Don't return nothing. Just, come out every now and then on a third down and catch a screenplay. That's all I need from you, Boston. So last question I want to ask you is basically about the whole team, man. What are your thoughts going into this season? What are you looking for? Because, there's different levels of success, right? For me, a successful season isn't necessarily making the playoffs, winning a bunch of games. That would be cool. Don't get me wrong. My successful season is winning games, looking better, looking from week to week, improvement. What is it you're looking for out of this team to get out of the season and just be like, okay, I'm okay with that?
Exactly what you just said. It was ugly last year. It was really ugly. That's obvious. You don't wipe out the entire coaching staff and get rid of your franchise quarterback after giving him that type of money if things are going really well, right? So we all know what's transpired in recent years. And for me, yeah, it's 7 or 8 wins I would be happy with. and just on film and week to week, you see this team getting better. The culture is right. The vibes are all positive. The players are happy. Jalen's growing as a leader, and they're moving the ball and getting better. Like it may sound corny. I know people want double-digit wins. People want more than just the eye test being a success, but that's where this team is at. Like we have to check ourselves a little bit as far as expectations go and realize how bad things were.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that we can be an improving team, win 7 to 9 games, and still make the playoffs. Yeah. I think a lot of people really like discount how bad this whole division was. This whole division was not great. You know, every team, we've done a couple, you know, collaborations with different content creators from different teams, and every team has a big question, you know, whether it's quarterback, whether it's defense, whether it's skill positions, whether it's coaching. You know what I'm saying? There is still Jason Garrett in New York. So, I mean, it is what it is. Nothing solid. So I definitely think that we can make the playoffs and still not be the greatest team. It is what it is. Yeah. That's the division we're in. So I don't care. I mean, I'm going to keep the smoke. I'm going to keep on talking like we're going to, you know, win 10, 12 games. But, you know, it is what it is. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for this team. But we'll see. I do want to ask you another thing, though, because everybody was asking me this before you came in, and I totally forgot. So obviously they're bringing down the Carson poster or the billboard. Who would you put there? Like what player or players would you put up there?
How about Jason Kelce?
That's what we said, too. That's yeah, I would love that.
I would love that, man. He's an Eagle through and through. He's a legend. I mean, Jalen's another obvious pick, but it's his first year. And like we said earlier in this conversation, if there's a Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson a year from now out there, they might be coming to Philly. So I'd be fine with Jalen, but I think Jason Kelce would be really cool. And it seems like this could be his last year. So put him up there. Lane Johnson, that could be a good one. Brandon Graham. That's a good one.
Brandon Graham would be a good one. Yeah. If they put Jason Kelce, I need him in his full costume from the parade. That's the only thing I need from it. But that would be dope. Great. But hey, Ryan, I'm gonna put all your information on the in the description. Definitely, I have them go check you out. I appreciate you so much for coming on here. Once the season comes, we're gonna definitely be doing this a lot more. I can't wait. But I appreciate you, man. Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, Joe, just keep doing your thing, man. Anytime you want me to come on, I always will. You're doing a great job. I appreciate everything you do, all the content you put out there, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. But everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys too. I love you guys too. Be sure to hit that subscribe. I think I'm like 5 away from 2,000. So can y'all just have it happen so I can shut up about it already? But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace.